Dub Chipman. Batting second, the second baseman, number 11, Cannon Brown. Batting third, the shortstop, number 6, Lennox Van. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 3, Jaden Leighton.
Right, oh yeah.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 4, Brody Gomez. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 16, Hayden Cannon. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 18, Colton Rogers. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 20, Dexter Williams. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 9, Ty Marbury. Your Fort Scott Tigers. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you stand as we honor our country and those who serve it with the playing of our national anthem. We ask you to remove your hats. Active and retired military personnel may keep their hats on and render a salute.
Hi, everyone, and a pleasant afternoon to you wherever you may be. I am Tony Abatey, and we are live here at Dave Regan Stadium this afternoon as the Fort Scott Tigers get set to face the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons in SEK League play here today. These two teams are playing for the second time this season. Fort Scott won the first game down in Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago. And we'll look to for the league sweep here this afternoon. That game was an 8-0 victory for Pittsburgh, for Fort Scott in Pittsburgh earlier this year. The Greyhounds come in at 11-2 overall, 3-0 in the SEK. Pittsburgh has had a tough season this year. They're 3-7 overall, but 3-1 in the SEK, and they sit third in the SEK League standings. Fort Scott and Independence tied at the top, both 3-0. And we are just about ready to get things underway here. We'll get you your lineups in just a moment. Carson Nicholson will lead things off for the Purple Dragons. He'll play third base today. Center fielder Cooper Vaughn bats second. Hitting third will be Connor King. He's the DH today for the Dragons. Cole Hayden is the pitcher. He'll bat fourth. Hitting fifth is Max Bush. He's the catcher. Batting sixth is Jet Burgess. He is at shortstop. Beck Fern is the first baseman. He's hitting seventh. Hitting eighth will be Alex Johnson. He's in left field today for the Dragons. And batting ninth will be Caleb Miller playing right field. First pitch is a little bit low and inside for ball one. Dub Chipman is the starting pitcher for the Tigers today. There's a ground ball to short. Nice play by Lennox Van across the diamond. It got the out. What a play by Lennox Van to go to his right, make the play, stop, come all the way back around, and make the play at first. What a play there by Lennox Van. No matter how fast the runner is, the batter is, that is a tough play and a good play all the way around. So 1 out. Now for Cooper Vaughn. The Tigers in the outfield today, left to right and across the outfield, as Vaughn now has a 1-1 count. Brody Gomez is in left field. Ty Marbury is in center for the Tigers. Caden Cannon is in right field this afternoon. Dexter Williams is over at first. The 1-1 pitch. Nice breaking ball that missed just a little bit there. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way. That one's in there for a strike. So Dexter Williams is at first. Cannon Brown is at second. Lennox Van, as we just mentioned, is at short. Chaden Clayton is at third. Behind the plate, Colton Rogers and Dub Chipman on the hill for the Tigers this afternoon. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Did he go? He did. So a strikeout there. So now 2 outs.
Batting third, the designated hitter, number 19, Connor King.
And that'll bring Connor King to the plate. First pitch in there for a strike. The 0-1 pitch on the way. That one's just off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. A low breaking ball, but he couldn't hold up. A swinging strike there on Connor King, the number 3 hole hitter. Now 2-2. We saw Dub pitch last Saturday in the championship game of the LaRoche tournament here at Dave Regan Stadium. A wind and breaking ball delivered just off the outside corner once again. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. That one's grounded foul. In that game, of course, the Tigers lost, fell 3-0, ran into a really good pitcher from Blue Valley West, but Dub pitched well himself. Foul ball back to the screen. Not sure if I can pull his lineup from that game here. That one's fouled off left side. This count remains 3-2 with 2 outs and nobody on. Three-two pitch. That one just off the outside corner and a 2-out walk. So now Cole Hayden will step in. He'll be the pitcher today for the Dragons. Batting in the 4 spot in their lineup. High leg kick, and first pitch is delivered a strike. 0-1. Grounder picked, but they say foul, just foul. Nice job by Dexter Williams to get to that ball and keep it on the infield. Had it been fair and got past him, that would have rolled down in the corner. Possibly could have been a double. 0-2 the count. Dub ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that's fouled off left or right side. That'll get just past the visitor bullpen into the trees down there. 0-2 pitch now. This one's grounded to short. Another deep play for Lennox. He's got it across the diamond, and Lennox Van made 2 unbelievable plays in the top of the first inning to help retire the Purple Dragons in this first. So we'll go to the bottom of the first in just a few moments. Pittsburgh nothing. The Tigers coming up. If you need residential interior or exterior painting done or your cabinets refinished, contact the folks at Aura et Labora Painting Company, LLC. Fort Scott native Josh Regan is ready to help with your project, so give them a call at 620-288-6617. So as we head to the bottom of the first here, the Fort Scott Tigers will send a lineup that'll look very similar to the folks that were with us over the weekend. Leading off and pitching is Dub Chipman. Hitting second and playing second is Cannon Brown. Lennox Van, the shortstop, will be batting third once again for the Tigers. Chaden Clayton will be playing third and batting fourth. The left fielder Brody Gomez hits fifth. Hitting sixth will be Caden Cannon, the right fielder. Catcher Colton Rogers bats seventh. Hitting in the 8 hole will be Dexter Williams. He's at first base today. And center fielder Ty Marbury will be batting in the 9 spot. First pitch to Dub is high and inside. And then a rope into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And the first hit of the game today.
Batting second to second baseman number 11, Cannon Brown.
So now Cannon Brown will step up. For Pittsburgh in the outfield, Alex Johnson is in left. Cooper Vaughn is in center. Caleb Miller is in right. Beck Fern is at first base. Cash O'Brien is the flex player. He's at second today for the Purple Dragons. Jet Burgess is at short. Carson Nicholson is at third. Max Bush is behind the plate. And Cole Hayden is on the mound. Tall right-hander for the Dragons. Wearing purple jerseys and gray pants with the purple caps with the white fronts, looking, at least design-wise, very similar to the new Royals hats that they have been wearing this year. Tigers, of course, in their all-white pinstripes with the caps with the white tops and the red bills. Very classic look for the Tigers. Very much a favorite here in Fort Scott for sure. Pitch is low. So 1 ball and 1 strike now. Runner goes from first. Pitch is in there for a strike, and the throw is wide and gets into center field. Dub's going to try for third. Here comes the throw. He's going to get down and safe with a slide. So Dub Chipman with a stolen base and then advancing on an error. So runner on third with nobody out. And now it looks like the infield, well, it looked like the infield was going to come in halfway, but they pushed him back now. At least on the right side of the infield. Pitch is high there to Cannon. Shortstop is still kind of midway there for the Dragons. Chilly afternoon. We were near 80 degrees yesterday at Ty Kohler for the JUCO softball games. Much cooler today, and of course the threat of rain and storms as well. So move the original start time. Is supposed to start at 4:30 today, but we moved that up. Try to get ahead of those storms. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one is low, so fills the count. Stretch in the 3-2 pitch. This one's hit out towards short. This should score the run from third. Throw over to first is in time to get Cannon, but it's an RBI ground out as Chipman scores from third, and the Tigers take a 1-0 lead.
Heading third, the shortstop number 6, Lennox Van.
So now Lennox will bat for the first time today. First pitch to him is in there for a strike. Lennox had a great weekend last weekend as well for the Tigers. Several good defensive plays at short. Here's a rocket into right center field. That's going to get down and may roll to the wall. It will. Rounding first, heading for second is Lennox. They will keep him going. Here comes the throw in, and it's cut off. And Lennox Van has a triple to right center field.
Heading fourth, the third baseman number 3, Shaden Clayton.
Now Shaden Clayton gets to bat with one out and a runner on third. First pitch to him is just off the outside corner. Mentioned Shaden is kind of a pitch is low, 2-0. Kind of a cross between the old school and new school. He's got the high socks, which is a very old school look, very classic, nice baseball look, but then also has the sliding mitt in his back pocket, which is a newer thing for baseball players. Here's the 2-0 pitch. This one's popped up, right side, foul territory. Coming over and making the catch is the second baseman. Here comes Lennox. He will score on a sacrifice fly.
Heading fifth, the left fielder number 4, Brody Gomez.
So now 2-0. And Brody Gomez steps in. First pitch to Brody is outside. Now 2-0. And now 3-0. So Good eye there by Brody. Now 3-1. It's hard to get a read on the wind here today. The flags. That pitch is low, so ball 4. But look out at the flags, and they're not really blowing too much. Flags on the scoreboard in left center field. But there is definitely a breeze here at the ballpark today. First pitch to Caden Cannon is inside. Well, 1-0 pitch is delivered for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the first already, 2-0 Tigers. Hayden checks the runner, now delivers the 1-1 pitch. This is hit right at the shortstop. He'll make the catch. It was kind of a falling line drive there, but he did make the catch before it hit the ground. So that's out number 3, and the Tigers are retired, but they score 2 and lead it 2-0. We'll head to the second when you come back. This is Tiger Baseball on Duckbait TV. Patty West and Crystal Cowan are a mother-daughter duo selling personal and commercial insurance. If you need auto, home, boat, motorcycle, ATV, business, or commercial insurance, they've got you covered. Visit them at 3 East Wall Street in downtown Fort Scott or call 620-223-0700. So as we head to the second inning, Matt Bush will lead things off for the Dragons. First pitch to him is a little bit low and outside. Now a strike in there, 1-1. This one is grounded foul. One ball and 2 strikes. Tigers able to take advantage of some opportunities there in the bottom of the first to take a 2-0 lead. Swing and a miss.
Batting 6, the shortstop number 6, Jeff Burgess.
So out number 1, and Jet Burgess, the shortstop, steps up. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. That one's outside. And the 1-1 pitch on the way. This one's grounded foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Time called as ball got away down the left field line. They've got that taken care of. Here's the 1-2 now, and that one's outside. One of the things we noticed with Dub on Saturday was how quickly he worked. He's doing that again today, and how efficient he was. There's a strikeout swinging. When Blue Valley West replaced their starting pitcher in that game on Saturday, Dub had about half as many pitches thrown as the Blue Valley pitcher. Part of that was on the Tigers. The Tigers took as many pitches as they could, saw as many pitches as they could. Against one of the better pitchers they've seen all year. The 0-2 pitch is inside. But Dub was able to pitch fairly well. I know the Tigers lost 3-0, but good pitching performance and another called strike. And a strikeout for Dub Chipman and the Tigers. So that finishes out the top of the second. We'll head to the bottom of the second in just a few moments. This is Tiger Baseball on Duck Bait TV. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Mark, Dave, Jolene, Manda, and Tyler are ready to greet you with a smile and help with whatever you may need. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. Colton Rogers leads off the bottom of the second for the Tigers. It'll be the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9. Rogers followed by Dexter Williams and Ty Marbury. The pitch is high and tight to Colton, 1-0. Wind and the 1-0 pitch is fouled off right side and out of play. One is grounded out towards third. Bobbled for a moment by Nicholson. Throw across the diamond is not in time. It got away from the first baseman, Fern, as well, and nice play by Max Bush to back that play up to keep Rogers at first base, but now it looks like a courtesy runner. Will come in. And Ryder Newton will be that courtesy runner at first base for the catcher Colton Rogers. First pitch to Dexter is in there for a strike. Tall right-hander Cole Hayden checks the runner at first and delivers the 0-1 pitch just a bit outside. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And now the 1-1 pitch. Dexter tried to bunt but missed it, and that'll be strike 2. Here is the 1-2 pitch. It's swung through and missed. The catcher got away from the catcher. They'll make the throw down to first and get the out there. Ryder Newton advances to second. And now Ty Marbury steps in. First pitch to Ty. This is grounded out towards second. Picked up there by O'Brien, over to first in time for the out.
The pitcher, number 7, Dub Shipman.
But that also advances Ryder over to third base. And now another runner on third. There are 2 outs, but runner on third here for the Tigers, and this has been how they've scored the first 2 runs so far today. Situational baseball. First pitch to Dub is in there for a strike. He singled his first time up. And a foul ball there, so 0-2 now the count on Dub. Pitcher versus pitcher in this matchup, of course. Tigers trying to increase that lead. Lead it already 2-0. Hayden ready, long look, now a step off. And now he'll chat with his catcher, Max Bush. Softball team's playing at Fisher Park as well today. And the Lady Tigers softball team off to a great start themselves. I know they lost a tough one the other night to Columbus, but Lady Tigers have had a good season. They've got quite the program themselves over on the softball diamond. Pitch is low and away. One ball and 2 strikes. And now the 1-2 pitch. This is grounded but foul up the third base line. Hayden along looking at his catcher. Now he's ready at the belt. Here's the pitch. Another foul ball. Great job by Dub to stay alive in the at-bat. And now a ground ball to short. picked there by Burgess across the diamond, and just in time to get Dub hustling down the line to retire the Tigers here in the second. They advance a man to third but can't score. They still lead it 2-0. We'll head to the third in just a few moments. This is Tiger Baseball on Duckbait TV.
Ready to turn your nails into a work of art? Hi, I'm Delana Beatty, nail tech and artist. I specialize in custom nail art as unique as you are. From vibrant designs to delicate details, I will do my best to bring your vision to life and make sure every set of nails tells your personal story. Get the perfect combination of style, quality, and fun with Nails by Delin at Spoiled Brat Salon in Fort Scott, Kansas.
So Alex Johnson leads things off for the Dragons.
Left fielder number 17, Alex.
He is the number 8 hole hitter. They'll go to Caleb Miller next, and then back to the top of the order with Carson Nicholson due up here in the top of the third inning. Fort Scott leading at 2-0. First pitch of the inning delivered by Dub is a little bit low. And now 2-0. The line on the 2-0 pitch, that one is in there for a strike. Nice looking breaking ball that time from Dub. He loves to work quick. That is a broadcaster's dream. 2-2 now the count. Here is the 2-2 pitch. That one fouled at the plate. Johnson looked like he got handcuffed with that one. Looked like he wanted to swing initially, and then at the last second realized there was some movement on that. Tried to get out of the way, but left the bat in the way there and goes down as a foul ball. Checked his swing. Did he go? He did not. So 3-2 now the count on Johnson. And now the payoff pitch. Hit high down the right field line, but foul, and that'll get out of play. Tigers currently sit 5th in the 4A East Sub-State standings. And a walk there will give the Purple Dragons their second base runner of the day. Now Caleb Miller steps in, his first at bat of the afternoon. Another right-handed hitter against the left-handed pitching Dub Chipman. Bunt to third. Nice execution by the Tigers as Clayton came in and got the player or the batter Miller out at first there on the sacrifice bunt. Johnson does advance to second, so now runner in scoring position with one out. For the top of the order, Carson Nicholson. First pitch in to Nicholson, and this at bat is in there for a strike. He grounded out his first time. Now the 0-1. This one's hit right back up the middle, but right at Ty Marbury. And now they're going to get the guy off of second, doubled off, as Johnson didn't tag up. I wonder if he maybe forgot how many outs there were. So that'll be a quick double play to end this inning and move it to the bottom of the third. We'll take the break and come back. This is Tiger Baseball on Duckbait TV. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com.
Leading off for the Tigers, the second baseman, number 11, Cannon Brown.
So Cannon will lead off the bottom of the third inning for the Tigers. Cannon grounded out to short his first time. But he did have an RBI as Dub got on ahead of him and then stole second, moved to third on an error. And that grounder to short produced the Tigers' first run. Here's the first pitch to Cannon in this at bat, and it's low. Talked about the Tigers currently in fifth place right now in the 4A East Sub-State standings. That one's in there for a strike. Top four host. And I'll have to check and see if it's, I believe it's still the top 16, just like in basketball, but there's 20 schools in 4A East and 20 more in 4A West, so 2 more in baseball than there are in basketball. So they may have all 20 make it. 2-1 the count. That would be, I'm not great at math, but I'm pretty sure that would mean that there would be 5 teams at each sub-state if they took all 20. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cannon Brown. Here's the pitch. This one is popped up, and that'll get out of play left side. Tigers want to get back to that regional, hopefully host another regional. And they'll have their opportunities. Hayden is leading 4A East at 10-0. But Independence right now is off to a great start. They're 9-0 on the baseball diamond. This one's lined to first, and nice play by Beck Fern to get up and get that one for out number 1. So the Tigers, I think it's next week that the Tigers will play Independence. So I'll have a chance to give them a couple of losses if they can get that done. Here's the wind and the first pitch to Lennox in this at bat in there for a strike. Paola and Lewisburg are both tied at third at 11-1, and then the Tigers are 11-2. So that top 4 is definitely, it's a goal every year for the Tigers, but definitely attainable this year. They hosted last season and got the unfortunate draw of having to play Bishop Miege. And right now, if it's the top 16 that make it, only the top 16 that make it, Miege would be outside of that top 16. They're in 17th right now at 3-10. Something to think about as we approach the midway point of the season. Just past the midway point of the season for the Tigers, at least anyway. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Actually, foul tip. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Actually, I guess I shouldn't say that. It's not a 20-game season anymore. It's a 25-game season. They increased that number of games for baseball and softball, I believe, going into last year. And that's just so valuable, especially on the baseball and softball side. Pitch is low and inside. So a walk to Lennox fan.
Third baseman number 3, Jaden Clayton.
You want to know the difference between Kansas and some of the other states. Look at the difference between Bubba Starling's career in the majors and Eric Hosmer's career in the majors. Eric Hosmer grew up in Florida. I don't know how many games they play in a season, but you can play pretty much all year baseball in Florida. Jaden Clayton takes the first pitch off the inside corner. Bubba Starling, of course, played at Gardner Edgerton and got his 20 games a year in the spring, and that was it. And the development of those two guys going in, the potential, of course, was there. That's why the Royals drafted Bubba so high, but the development and execution of that was miles different between the two. Now 1-1. They say Jaden swung. All that to say that the increase in schedule, I think, is a good thing. Love to see that get up around 30, personally, but we may be a ways off from that ground. Oh, right back up the middle. It's going to get through for a base hit. Lennox was off with the pitch. He's going to get to third. And that could have been trouble in two situations. Hayden nearly had that one caught on the line back to him at the mound, and then it was nearly picked up by Burgess, who was coming to cover second base. That could have been an easy double play, but it got past both of those guys and into the outfield, so a single for Clayton puts runners on first and third with only one out and an opportunity for the Tigers to add to their lead. I don't know what the exit velo of that was, but it was hard. Just say by the eye that was a lot. And now Brody Gomez back up there. He walked his first time. One out, runners on the corners. Here's the first pitch, and it's high. Clayton got a big secondary lead there, trying to force Pittsburgh's hand. But Max Bush, the catcher, held on to that. One 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. One ball, one strike, one out, and two on. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This is grounded to first. It will stay fair. They'll get the play there. Now throw back to the plate is not in time, and Lennox scores on the ground out. Jaden also takes second on the play, and the Tigers lead it 3-0.
The right fielder, number 16, Caden Cannon.
First pitch is in there for a strike. And now time called. And now Cole Hayden is calling his catcher Max Bush out to have a chat with him with a runner on second base. We talked about this earlier, or we talked about this last weekend. NFHS, the organization that kind of rules over high school sports across the country, approved PitchCom type devices here a year or two ago. Maybe this year's the first year that was official, but wondered how many high schools across the country, especially at this level, would use those kinds of devices or just stick with the old school way of signs and things like that. There's a swing and a miss. So 0-2 the count. And that had a look of some old school signs. Hayden and Bush trying to get on the same page there. 0-2 pitch on the way. That one is low. One ball and 2 strikes now. The kick and the delivery, grounded to short. A high hop for Burgess. He'll get it over there and get it to first in time for the out. The Tigers do score another one. They lead it 3-0 at the end of 3. We'll be back in a moment here on Duckbait TV. If you're interested in helping us out at Duckbait Media, bringing more Tiger and Greyhound athletic events, become a sponsor today. Contact us at tonyabady@gmail.com, duckbaitmedia@gmail.com, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/duckbaitmedia. We're here to bring you the best of the Tigers and Hounds on youtube.com/duckbaittv. So Cooper Vaughn will try to get things started for the Dragons here in the 4th. The Tigers have scored 2 in the first, 1 in the third. They lead it 3-0 over the Dragons here. And another good pitching performance thus far by Dub Chipman. First pitch is in there for a strike. Vaughn struck out his first time. Now the 0-1 pitch on the way. That one is too low and evens the count. One pitch is in there for strike number 2. And now a grounder through the hole on the right side for the first base hit for Pittsburgh here in this one.
Designated hitter number 19, Connor King.
Connor King will get a chance to bat here with nobody out and 1 on. King walked his first time, was the first Pittsburgh base runner. Shortens the bunt, now pulls the bat back and swings at a breaking ball and miss. Strike 1. Grounder, right back up the middle off the mound and into center field for a base hit. So back-to-back singles here. And the Dragons have runners on first and second now with nobody out. And it'll be the Dragons pitcher, Cole Hayden, to hit in their best offensive situation here. He shortens to bunt, but bunts it foul. Tigers reading that as Dexter Williams crashing hard from first. Tigers probably worked on the wheel play at least a bit this week. They had an issue executing that on Saturday against Blue Valley West. Now a throwback to second, and just under the tag is Cooper Vaughn. That's a little wrinkle to the wheel play. So the wheel play, if you're unfamiliar, the third baseman will crash on a bunt play from his position, and the shortstop will go run to cover third if there's a runner on second base. The Tigers did not execute that well against Blue Valley West this past weekend. There's a foul ball at the plate. And that's something that you'll see sometimes too, not as much in the high school level, but Hayden shortening the bunt, and with first baseman Dexter Williams coming in probably about halfway down the line, he pulled the bat back at the last second, tried to get a base hit. Just got it off the end of the bat, foul. 1-2 now the count, as the bunt play most likely has been called off with 2 strikes. Nice breaking ball there, but didn't quite come all the way around in the strike zone. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now. But the little wrinkle there a few pitches ago, you don't see that very often, where they have the wheel play on. So Chaden's crashing, Lennox is moving, but then Cannon runs behind the runner at second to the bag and try a pickoff play, and there's a strike 3 call. So Tigers get the out anyway, and it's 1 out now. And now they were just delivering more baseballs. You don't see the head coach as the one to deliver more baseballs to the home plate umpire very often, but Regan came walking out like he normally does, and I thought, oh, we got maybe a change or something of that nature, but no, just delivering some baseballs there. Here's the pitch. That one's off the outside corner. Bush is 0 for 1. He's also struck out in this game. I think the only left-handed hitter in the order today for Pittsburgh against Dub Chipman. And that pitch is low. So 2 balls and no strikes. This one off the fist towards second. They'll go to first for the sure out, and that is out number 2.
The shortstop, number 6, Jet Burgess.
Grounder probably just a little too slow to get a double play on that one, so they get the sure out at first. And now there's 2 outs. For Jet Burgess, who fouls the first pitch he sees back to the plate, or back to the screen rather. Tigers trying to keep the shutout alive here. Here's the pitch. This one's hit down the right field line, and if it's fair, that may be trouble, and it is. 1 run will score. The second run comes around to score. It gets caught down in the corner. Rounding second and heading for third is Burgess, and it is a 2-run triple for the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons, and they cut the Tiger lead to 3-2. So a 2-out triple, and this one's down the left field line, but does slice foul. Beck Fern, also a left-handed batter. I didn't get that through the first time in the order, but He's up there now. And the 0-1 pitch is in there for a strike. 0-2 quickly. On the batter, Beck Fern, who's also struck out in this game. Five strikeouts, now 6 for Dub Chipman as he gets Beck Fern on 3 pitches. And that will retire the Purple Dragons here in the 4th, but they do play 2. It's now 3-2. Fort Scott with the lead. We'll be back in a moment.
Courtesy from the Tigers, if you have a white Ford Explorer with Bourbon County plates, their lights are on in the parking lot, a white Ford Explorer.
If you need residential interior or exterior painting done or your cabinets refinished, contact the folks at Aura et Labora Painting Company, LLC. Fort Scott native Josh Regan is ready to help with your project, so give them a call at 620-288-6617. So the Tigers will go 7-8-9 here in the bottom of the 4th, trying to get those runs back that they surrendered in the top half of the inning. Colton Rogers followed by Dexter Williams and Ty Marbury due up here in the bottom of the 4th for Fort Scott. First pitch to Colton is off the outside corner. Pitch on the way. That one is low for ball 2. Colton reached on an error his first time. 2-0 pitch, a check swing, grounder right to the first baseman, Beck Fern, and that's out number 1.
The first baseman, number 20, Dexter Williams.
And now Dexter. Struck out his first time. Here's a ground ball to third, and nice play by Nicholson. Had to back up on the hop there, but able to make the play, and that's out number 2. And now Ty bats. Pitches in there for a strike. Now 1-1. Ty grounded out his first time. 1-1 pitch. Catches the inside corner. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base is empty for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-2 pitch. That one is low. Now 2-2. It is still hard to not say in the dirt. even though most fields today have the turf. Grounder to third. That's going to stay fair. Nice pick. Throw across the dime. It is not in time. It pulled Beckford off the bag at first. So Ty reaches. And that means Dub Chipman will get to bat. Dub, who's 1 for 2. He singled and scored back in the first. Grounded out to end the second. Takes a pitch low here. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 pitch is in there. One pitch on the way, swung through and missed. Down to second is Ty, and he'll be there safe. And now the ball gets away. Ty's going to move up to third. He'll stop there. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Dub, but now a runner on third base. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Grounded to third. Past the third baseman and down the line. Ty scores. Dub, he'll round the bag and head to second with a stand-up double.
The second baseman, number 11, Cannon Brown.
And now time is called. And we're going to see a new pitcher here for the Dragons. Looks like it. Well, maybe not yet. And it's the conversation between the head coach for the Dragons and his starting pitcher, Cole Hayden. Looks like Hayden won the conversation and will stay on the mound, at least for now. So Hayden will stay in to face Cannon Brown. First pitch to Brown is outside. I can't remember if that was the Royals game last night or if it was 2 nights ago in New York, but I think it was 2 nights ago in New York. And Brett Boone went out to check with his pitcher, middle innings, and pitcher goes, "I got it. I'm good to go. Keep me in." And Boone wasn't having any of it. They changed pitchers, and looks like Hayden maybe said something the same to his coach, and coach going to leave him on the mound at least for now. Wild pitch there. We'll get Chipman to third. So 2-0 the count on Cannon Brown, who has grounded out and lined out in this game so far. Pitch, that one's hit down the third base line, but foul. Dub had to duck for cover. Tigers have done all of this with 2 outs. in this inning. Rogers and Williams both got out to start this frame. Here's a ground ball. That's going to get up the middle for a base hit. Chipman scores. It's now 5-2, and the Tigers have gotten both of those runs back that they allowed in the fourth, or in the top of the inning. So that 3-run lead has been restored for Fort Scott. That first pitch here to Lennox is in there for a strike. Lennox has tripled and walked in this game. So officially 1 for 1. But he also made 2 incredible plays at short in the first inning. Things that we've just come to almost expect from Lennox over the years. 0-2 the count. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one's hammered down the right field line. Deep and gone. Get up, get up, get out of here. Gone. As the Tigers increase the lead again. It's now 7-2.
The third baseman, number 3, Jaden Clayton.
I tell you what, Lennox is just an amazing athlete. He was a very good quarterback over the last couple of years for the Tiger football team, and that may have been his worst sport. This one's hammered down the left field line by Clayton, but hooking foul. For strike 1. Lennox, all 4 years he's been in high school. He's been one of the top wrestlers over the winter as well. And then you get him to the baseball diamond, and baseball may be his best sport. I don't know. It's hard to say. He's good in everything he does. This pitch is low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Clayton, who is 1 for 1 so far. He officially had a sacrifice fly his first time. He's also singled. Foul out down the right field line. Pitch is fouled back to the screen. And strike 3. So kind of an unceremonious end to the inning, but the Tigers get 4 in the fourth. We'll go to the fifth. They lead at 7-2. Patty West and Crystal Cowan are a mother-daughter duo selling personal and commercial insurance. If you need auto, home, boat, motorcycle, ATV, business, or commercial insurance, they've got you covered. Visit them at 3 East Wall Street in downtown Fort Scott or call 620-223-0700. So Alex Johnston will lead off the top of the 5th. For Pittsburgh. First pitch to Johnson is swung on and missed. Johnson so far walked his first time, so not an official at bat yet. Pitch is low, so that'll even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dub, we talked about his efficiency over the weekend on Saturday. Not quite as efficient so far today. This will be his 68th pitch, but his counterpart, Cole Hayden, has thrown 83, so he's done a little bit better from that standpoint. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Here's the wind and the 2-2. This one's fouled off right side and out of play. This pitching staff for the Tigers has been pretty dominant this year. This one's grounded, but will tick foul off the bat of Johnson. Johnson right up on that inside line of the batter's box as he takes one off the outside corner there. Don't see a lot of right-handed hitters that close to the plate these days, but he is. There's a grounder to the first base side. Double pick it himself and tag the runner himself. So 1 unassisted for the out there, and it's out number 1 of the 5th inning. One 1-0 pitch on the way, and that one is low. So 2-0 now the count on Caleb Miller. I love the quirkiness of baseball. That's one of the things I love about this sport. And just kind of looking at this here, Caleb Miller, who is wearing the number 9. Swings and misses at that pitch there. He is hitting in the 9 spot, and he is playing right field, which is position number 9. Just kind of interesting, all of the synergy with that. 3-1 pitch on the way. This is grounded out to the right side. That's going to get through for a base hit.
The third baseman, number 20, Carson Nicholson.
So now Carson Nicholson will step in. Nicholson 0 for 2 as the lineup turns over again for the Dragons. First pitch here is low. 1 ball and no strikes. High leg kick and the delivery. Nice breaking ball that catches the zone. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and 1 on. And they'll check the runner at first. And Miller is back safely. That one's in there for a strike, so nice comeback from Dub, or for Dub. 1-2 now the count on Nicholson. This one off the end of the bat towards right field. That's going to be caught. Nice job. They throw it back to first, and that's not in time to get Miller. But great job by Caden to read that off the bat and come in and make the catch. That's out number 2. First pitch is low and gets away from Rogers. So Miller moves on down to second. Cooper Vaughn is 1 for 2. He's struck out and singled in this game for the Dragons. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him. That's another one low. 2 balls and no strikes. On the Dragons center fielder. Dub checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled off right side. Tried to check his swing, but still made contact with the ball. Dub has the sign, now checks the runner, now delivers. And another foul ball at the plate. Dub has the sign at the belt. Kicks and fires. Grounded at third. Chaden has it. Oh, and something has happened to Cooper Vaughn. They'll throw it to first and get the out. And the umpires did not say, and I don't think it was off of his shin, which would have been a foul ball. So it might be some other kind of injury, and that's tough to see. So officially, that's going to go down as a 5-3 ground out, and tough luck for Cooper Vaughn from that standpoint. But now you focus on the health, and they're looking at that right leg. We'll take a break and come back with the bottom of the 5th. This is Tiger Baseball on Duckbait TV. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Mark, Dave, Jolene, Manda, and Tyler are ready to greet you with a smile and help with whatever you may need. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. And we're back here at Dave Regan Stadium, and Cooper Vaughn is being helped off the field, and he is not putting any weight on that right leg, and they were checking on his knee, and you hope that is not what it initially looks like. Hopefully he can, it's just a sprain or something, and he's able to come back in, or he's able to get back at it the next time Pittsburgh goes out there and plays. Does not look good at the moment, but hopefully he will be able to recover quickly. Looks like they will have Alex Hinspeter replacing him in center field. We'll see if Hinspeter is the batter as well. Cash O'Brien is the flex player. So unless that is a straight swap, it could be something with the second baseman. There is a new pitcher for the Dragons as well, and that just looks like a swap between Carson Nicholson and Cole Hayden. So Hayden, the pitcher, will go to third, and Nicholson will switch and come to second, or come to the mound. So again, Alex Hinspeter, and I apologize if I'm butchering that name, but he is in center field now. After the injury to Cooper Vaughn. And now pitching is Carson Nicholson coming over from third. Cole Hayden will move from the mound to third. And the first batter that Nicholson will face is Brody Gomez, and the first pitch is fouled off at the plate. Now 1-1. Brody has walked and grounded out in the game so far today. 1-1 pitch. That one swung through and missed. Tigers lead at 7-2 as we play in the bottom of the fifth inning. This one's hit out towards left field. Looks like it's going to stay up for Alex Johnson, and he will make the play, and that's out number one.
The right fielder, number 16, Caden Cannon.
So now Caden Cannon will be up. He has lined out and grounded out, both to shortstop so far in this game. First pitch in this at-bat is in there for a strike. And a swing and a miss. Line of the 0-2 pitch on the way. This one's popped up, right side. Calling for it is O'Brien, the second baseman, and he'll make the play.
The catcher, number 18, Colton Rogers.
First pitch to Colton Rogers is in there for a strike. He's reached on an error and grounded out in this game so far. So officially 0 for 2, but he has reached base. There's a swing and a miss. And now down in the count, 0-2. That pitch misses, so 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Nicholson trying to make quick work of the Tigers here in the fifth. This one's grounded out towards third. Coming in is Hayden. He'll make the throw across, and he is, just out. It was a slow ground ball, and Hayden had to wait for the right hop. Rogers nearly beat that out down the line. Well, that'll retire the Tigers in order here in the fifth. We'll go to the sixth. When you come back, this is Tiger Baseball on Duckbait TV.
Ready to turn your nails into a work of art? Hi, I'm Delana Beatty, nail tech and artist. I specialize in custom nail art as unique as you are. From vibrant designs to delicate details, I will do my best to bring your vision to life and make sure every set of nails tells your personal story. Get the perfect combination of style, quality, and fun with Nails by Delin at Spoiled Brat Salon in Fort Scott, Kansas.
So Dub Chipman still out there for the Tigers.
Leading off for the Purple Dragons, the designated hitter.
His first pitch in this 6th inning will be his 87th of the day. Connor King will lead things off. He is the DH for the Dragons. Then they'll have Cole Hayden and Max Bush due up here in the 6th inning. Tigers lead at 7-2 over the Purple Dragons. First pitch is low for ball 1. Grounder back up the middle, picked by Lennox. He'll get it set in his glove and make the throw to first in time for out number 1.
The third baseman, number 14, Cole Hayden.
So now Cole Hayden bats. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 is fouled back and out of play. Hayden is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out for the Dragons in this one so far. Two, 4, and 4 for the Dragons. 7-6-0 for the Tigers, and another strikeout for Dub Chipman.
The catcher, number 4, Max Bush.
That is strikeout number 7 for Dub so far in this game. And starts Max Bush with a strike. Dub winds and fires the 0-1. That clips the outside corner. 0-2. That one a little bit high, a little bit outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here is the wind and the 1-2. This one's hit down out to right field. It's carrying out there nearly to the warning track, but nice job by Cannon to chase it down. And that's out number 3. So the Dragons are retired in order here in the 6th. We'll go to the bottom half when you come back. This is Tiger Baseball on Duck Bay TV. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. Tigers lead the Dragons 7-2 here. As we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Fort Scott will have Dexter Williams, followed by Ty Marbury, and then Dub Chipman. Try to add to their 5-run lead.
Now for the Tigers, the first baseman, number 20, Dexter Williams.
Here's the first pitch to Williams. That's in there for a strike. Dexter is 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out in this game so far. That one misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouled back to the screen, 1-2. Ooh, and a swing and a miss.
The center fielder, number 9, Ty Marbury.
So a strikeout. And now Marbury bats with 1 out and the bases empty in the 6th. First pitch to him is in there for a strike. Ty officially 0 for 2. Ground out. Did reach on an error his last time. And came around to score. That was in the 4-run 4th inning. Now 2-1. Now 3-1 as that pitch is delivered low. And now a walk. The Tigers will have a base runner here with 1 out. And Dub on the way back to the plate. First pitch to him is in there for a strike, or swing and a miss. 0-1. That one's low and inside. One pitch and fouled at the plate. Delayed steal attempt by Ty Marbury, but gets thwarted with the foul ball. Nicholson ready. Long look at the runner at first. Now here's a fly ball out towards left field. Johnson over a few steps to his left. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 2.
The second baseman, number 11, Cannon Brown.
So now 2 outs for Cannon Brown. First pitch is low, delayed steal again, and this time Marbury able to take the bag. So runner on second now with 2 outs. And now time called. 1-0 pitch. That one clips the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on second. The Tigers lead it 7-2 over rival Pittsburgh here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Trying to add to that lead. Pitch is low and in to Brown. One of the few high schoolers you'll see these days wearing no batting gloves. Fouls this one off. Left side now to play. 2-2. On Cannon, who is singled in this game. He's also grounded out and lined out. Nicholson, long look at second, now delivers the 2-2 pitch, low. And now a full count to Cannon Brown. With Lennox Van waiting on the deck and the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-2. Ball 4, a little bit low.
The shortstop, number 6, Lennox Van.
Now Lennox bats with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. And he has taken care of the 2 hardest legs of the cycle. He has tripled and homered in this game. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled off right side. He's also walked in his other at-bat, so unless something crazy happens, he will most likely not have the opportunity to hit for the cycle in this game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's low. One pitch. This one is popped up but foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got 2-1 on the scoreboard. They'll need to change that, I would imagine. First pitch was fouled by Lennox as well. So 1-2. Here is the 1-2 pitch. That one's inside, gets away from the catcher. The runners will move up 90 feet. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. And that is a strikeout. And that will end the inning here for the Tigers. We'll head to the 7th. It's still 7-2. Fort Scott leading Pittsburgh. This is Tiger Baseball on Duckbait TV. If you're interested in helping us out at Duckbait Media, bringing more Tiger and Greyhound athletic events, become a sponsor today. Contact us at tonyabady@gmail.com, duckbaitmedia@gmail.com, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/duckbaitmedia. We're here to bring you the best of the Tigers and Hounds on youtube.com/duckbaittv. Dub Chipman looks like he's going to try to close this one out himself. He's got a glimpse down at the dugout. They've already got Cooper Vaughn. Pittsburgh already has Cooper Vaughn on crutches. That is not a good sign. He's the one that apparently hurt his knee after a swing his last at bat. Jet Burgess leads off the inning against Dub Chipman. And the second pitch of the at-bat is hit out towards right field. Coming in and making the play is Caden Cannon in right center for out number 1.
The first baseman, number 11, Beck Fern.
So now with 1 out in the 7th, Beck Fern will hit once again. Fern 0 for 2. Takes a first pitch strike. One pitch. That one is just off the inside corner. Fern 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Dub so far today. And that one misses. 3-1 the count. Dub now over 100 pitches in this game. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That swung through and missed. 3-2 on the way. In there for a called third strike.
The left fielder, number 17, Alex Johnston.
And now Alex Johnson will bat. First pitch to him. He's in there for a called strike. 0-1 is another called strike. Now the wind and the 0-2 pitch. High, ball 1. 2-4-4 for the Purple Dragons. 7-6-0 for the Tigers. Here's the wind of the 1-2 pitch. Low for ball 2. That'll even the count. Now the 2-2 pitch. Grounded to first, stays fair. Dexter gets it. He'll take it to the bag himself, and the Tigers have swept the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons this season. Won in Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago, and now win this one 7-2 here in the Fort. We'll take a break and come back and wrap things up. This is Tiger Baseball on Duck Bay TV.
Ready to turn your nails into a work of art? Hi, I'm Delana Beatty, nail tech and artist. I specialize in custom nail art as unique as you are. From vibrant designs to delicate details, I will do my best to bring your vision to life and make sure every set of nails tells your personal story. Get the perfect combination of style, quality, and fun with Nails by Delin at Spoiled Brat Salon in Fort Scott, Kansas.
Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Mark, Dave, Jolene, Manda, and Tyler are ready to greet you with a smile and help with whatever you may need. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. Patty West and Crystal Cowan are a mother-daughter duo selling personal and commercial insurance. If you need auto, home, boat, motorcycle, ATV, business, or commercial insurance, they've got you covered. Visit them at 3 East Wall Street in downtown Fort Scott or call 620-223-0700. If you need residential interior or exterior painting done or your cabinets refinished, contact the folks at Aura et Labora Painting Company, LLC. Fort Scott native Josh Regan is ready to help with your project, so give them a call at 620-288-6617. If you're interested in helping us out at Duckbait Media, bringing more Tiger and Greyhound athletic events, become a sponsor today. Contact us at tonyabady@gmail.com, duckbaitmedia@gmail.com, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/duckbaitmedia. We're here to bring you the best of the Tigers and Hounds on youtube.com/duckbaittv. Well, as we welcome you back here, the Tigers get the win over the Dragons 7-2. Let's take a look at some of the stats we have here today. Dub Chipman getting the win. He threw a complete game victory here, almost a complete game shutout. Pittsburgh did get a couple of runs there, obviously, but again, 7 innings, 7 strong innings. He struck out 8 total batters in this game, but he did reach 100 strikeouts for his Tiger career. So a huge hand there to Dub Chipman, who has been one of the top pitchers for the Tigers throughout his career here, but makes it count with the numbers as well, reaching career strikeout number 100 today. So congratulations to him, and thanks for the folks that let me know about that. It's tough when you don't get to do every single game to kind of keep up with some of those kind of stat lines. So thank you for letting me in on that, and again, a huge congratulations to Dub for reaching that milestone. That's a big deal in high school in general. That's something that I'm sure a lot of high school pitchers have not reached, even the really good ones. It's tough to get to 100 strikeouts, and when you talk about some of the teams that the Tigers have faced this season, like the Blue Valley schools and even people like Andover and people like that, Derby, you only get one shot at varsity. You know, they have so many kids that go out for baseball. Typically, it's just seniors and maybe a couple of juniors that get to go. So there are not a lot of kids around with 100 strikeouts in their career. So definitely a huge shout out to Dub Chipman for reaching that milestone as the Tigers get the victory here today and improve to 12-2 overall, 4-0 in the SCK League. Also, I would be remiss without mentioning Lennox, who had a phenomenal day today as well. Had a couple of great defensive plays early in this game, and they came back at the plate and had a 2-for-3 day. His 2 hits, not just a couple of, Texas League singles. He had a triple and a homer in this game. The home run maybe still rolling out towards the train tracks for all we know. He clobbered that ball to right field, and so he had a great game. Dub was 2 for 4 at the plate, So a couple of guys with a couple of hits in this game for the Tigers. Cannon with a hit, Jaden Clayton with a hit as well. So Fort Scott, great game all the way around as they get the victory here today over Pittsburg. Their next game will be on Monday at Webb City. So again, more great talent for the Tigers to see in a good road game as well. So that'll be on Monday. Then they'll be back at home on Tuesday for a doubleheader with Independence. That looms large when talking about the league standings, as Independence has had a great start to the year. They're undefeated overall at 9-0. They're 3-0 in the SEK. So that'll be a big doubleheader on Tuesday next week for positioning in the SEK standings. We'll actually be over at the softball diamond for Tigers softball that day. So we won't be here at Regan Stadium, but we will have the Lady Tigers doubleheader there with Independence on Tuesday. So that will be a fun day for us as well. Hopefully we'll see a couple of good games for the Lady Tigers there too. But again, for the Tiger boys, that's going to be a big game, a big doubleheader there on Tuesday. So just a heads up on what's coming up for the Tigers. Again, at Webb City on Monday, and the doubleheader with here at Dave Regan Stadium on Tuesday against Independence. So again, the Tigers improve their record, and we'll see how the top four kind of shift with this as Fort Scott advances, improves to 12-2 overall. Lewisburg and Paola, of course, came into action today. Not sure if they're playing today, but their records are 11-1 coming into action today. And, of course, Independence at 2 at 9-0, and then Hayden is top of the standings at 10-0 in 4A East right now. Fort Scott will increase their stay atop the SEK League standings with the win today, of course, going to 4-0. We'll see how Independence comes out, as they are 3-0 in the league heading into action today. Pittsburg falls to 3-2 in the SEK with the loss. So that's where we're at standings-wise on that after the conclusion of this one here today. So your totals, of course, you see that on your screen there. Pittsburg with 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 3 runners left on base. Fort Scott 7 runs on 6 hits, no errors, 5 runners left on base. Dub Chipman, of course, getting the win on the mound, the complete game victory for the Tigers, and as we mentioned, reached his 100th strikeout today on the mound. So again, a great performance by Dub all the way around. Had a couple of hits in the batting order as well. Cole Hayden gets the loss for Pittsburg on the mound today. Game took an hour and 45 minutes. Right exactly. Started at 1:57, ended at 3:42. So again, a big win here today for the Tigers as they improve to 12-2 overall, 4-0 in the SEK League. Pittsburg drops to 3-8 overall, 3-2 in the SEK. And again, the Tigers will be back on the diamond on Monday at Webb City, and then host Independence in a doubleheader that will be big for the league standings on Tuesday. And as I mentioned, we'll be here, we will be at softball on Tuesday as the Lady Tigers take on Independence that day as well. So that's our next broadcast. We'll be on Tuesday from Don Hewitt Field at Fisher Park as the Lady Tigers will take on Independence. So that's our next broadcast here. I'll have to look and see when our next Tiger baseball broadcast is. We've got a couple of JUCO broadcasts next week as well, so we're kind of all over. But anyway, thanks for joining us here today as the Tiger boys get the win. 7-2 your final score. Fort Scott victorious over Pittsburg. For my dad, Willie, on the camera, I'm Tony Abatey, and this has been another production of Duckbait TV. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. A huge shout out to all of our viewers and all of our sponsors for helping us out, and we'll see you next time. Until next time, good night, Kansas.